All right, it's spooky week. Make sure you're looking up here with no headphones and no phones, and you don't need to be on your computers or doing anything else. Just look over here, please. I hope you're enjoying Rady and all of his various appearances, like a hand with a Rady for each finger, or a Rady with a hand with a Rady on the hand, or a squished Rady with a Rady on the ear. Lots of different Radies. Maybe we'll watch that video again later this week, ahead of our, Thursday. You all know what Thursday is, right? The review for your test Friday. So make sure you don't stay out too late Thursday. You got a big math test on Friday, right? All right, well, maybe Rady will make an appearance on Thursday. You never know. He might be here per Thursdays. All right, well, let's do this. These assignments are going in the grade book like today. Tomorrow I'll give you an updated grade sheet. So if you got any of these missing, turn them in. If you didn't do your quiz yet, do that today. Test Friday. Does everyone understand? Test Friday, it's your first major test grade. You don't want to start low. You want to start high. So with your grades, that is. Now, let's solve for y. Now, we've gotten to this point before. This is point slope formula. Here's a point. And here's a slope. But can we go from point slope to y equals form, which is called slope intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. So all I got to do is solve this for y. To do that, well, how do I solve this for y? If I want y by itself, I got to get rid of the minus 3, but not first. Let's check it out. Y'all remember PEMDAS, order of operations? If I see a parentheses, the number in front of the parentheses needs to be multiplied into the parentheses. Do y'all remember what that's called? What do I do with this 2? What's this called? Starts with a D. Distribution. That familiar? Distribution? No? Yes? Maybe? Okay. Well, we distribute the 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, so you're multiplying 2's and you distribute, bring down y minus 3 equals. Now, to solve for y, our last step will be to get rid of that minus 3, and we're going to add 3 to both sides. If I add 3 on the left, I'm going to also add 3 on the right underneath the constant 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. Okay? Quick notes on writing equations in standard form from a word problem. So make sure you're following along with these notes. Right? Hey. Make sure you're using Desmos. Nothing else. All right. Look up here, please. On these notes, you got to know how to do this. If you look behind me, do y'all remember on 1017, the day you learned about radius? We talked about how to get a linear equation in slope-intercept form from a word problem. Okay, so do you remember when we would read the word problem, we would look for the changing word like per, that would be your slope. The non-changing word would be your y-intercept. That was mx plus b. That works only if you have one item. But what we're doing today for standard form is when you have 2 items. Go ahead and write this at the top right. Today is when you have a word problem with 2 different items. and we're talking about money. 2 items, and we're talking about money. So go ahead and write that down. Everyone got the notes? Writing this down. Okay. So if you have 2 items and you're talking about money, you can write it in what's called standard form. Now you may or may not remember it, but this is what standard form looks like. AX plus BY equals C. Okay. Now, do this with me first. Wait, hey. So, we're going to read a word problem. Your mom has you go to the store to buy oranges and apples. Does everyone see oranges and apples are 2 items, right? Oranges and apples. So if you have 2 items, and we're talking about money, oranges cost 50 cents, apples cost 75 cents, and your mom gives you a total $10 bill, $10. It says to write an equation that represents the number of oranges and apples you can buy with the money you have. So check it out. Since we have 2 things, those 2 items are going to be X and Y. X is going to be your oranges. Y is going to be your apples. Okay. So this time my variables stand for 2 things. And let's go to the next part. The amount of money you have, okay, which we said was $10, is going to equal the cost of oranges times X plus the cost of apples times Y. So let's write this out. What is the total amount of money we have? $10. Write that in here. $10 is the total. And that's going to equal the 2 parts added together. AX plus BY. We said X is oranges, and we can see oranges as 50 cents each. So it's going to be 0.50 times X plus blank Y is apples. Apples cost 75 cents, so 0.75 times Y. That's pretty much it. Hey. So, again, what did I do? Total equals 2 items are X and Y. Put the cost right in front of them. That's pretty much it. But I want you to notice, this format, look, this format doesn't match this format. It's like flipped around, okay? I would prefer it like this. AX plus BY equals C. So I'm going to rewrite it as 0.50X plus 0.75Y equals 10. You see how I have the equals 10 on the right instead of the left? They're the same thing, but you're normally going to see it like this. Okay? How about another one? Here we go. Your test in math class has problems worth 2 points and problems worth 4 points. Those are 2 different types of problems, right? 2-point problems are X, 4-point problems are Y. Altogether, the test has 100 points. So my total over here on the left is 100 points. Now, X is 2-point problems. So how many points over here? 2. Then my Y is 4-point problems, 4. Now, look, this problem, it doesn't have to do with money, right? But it does have to do with a value assigned to 2 different things. So most of the time it's money, sometimes it's like points like this, okay? 2 points times however many there are, plus 4 points times however many there are, equals 100 points, okay? Now remember, you're going to normally see it like this, 2x plus 4y equals 100. Does this kind of make sense? 2 items, 2 coefficients for x and y. It equals the total. Let's try another one. You and your neighbors are going to the amusement park. You have $300 to spend on tickets. That's your total. Adult tickets and children's tickets. 2 different items. That's X and that's Y. So adults are $50, 50X. Children's are $25. That's 25y. The only thing I would do different is write it as ax plus by equals c. Let me also warn you about your assignment. When you get to the first and the last problem, if they don't give you an actual total amount, you'll put the letter C. Okay, so if you don't know the total, it's just C. And if you get stuck on those problems, you can come talk to me when we get there. But I've showed you 3 examples. I think you kind of get it, hopefully. So I'm gonna speed round you on the back side. There's 4 problems, right? I'll give you 2 minutes to try to do those 4 problems. If you can do them in 2 minutes, then I'm gonna say purr. Okay, so here we go. 2 minutes starts now. See if you can do those 4 problems. All right, number 4. For an 8th grade class trip to the museum, a school bus that can transport 30 students each, and vans that can transport 10 students each. Now look, y'all aren't really answering my questions today, so I want to try to make y'all laugh, okay? So don't pretend like I'm not funny. Ready? What does a bus do to these students? It's bussin', bussin'. Hey. Okay, well, anyways, you got 30 students for each bus, and you got 10 students for each van. So let's go X, let's go Y. And then the total students are 190. So 190 equals 30 bussin' kids, X, plus 10 vannin' kids, Y. All right, that's it. I would just rewrite it as 30x plus 10y equals 190. Number 5. Dad gives you 90 bucks. Thanks, Dad. X is the number of $5 bills. And then Y is the number of $10 bills. And what do we do with that? Well, we know the total amount of money is 5 times X, 10 times Y, right? The value of the bills. Ow. Ow. All right. So we're going to put 5x and 10y. The only way I would rewrite it is 5x plus 10y equals $90. All right. Number 6, you lift weights, period. Okay? Well, anyways, the most you lifted is 65 pounds. Total weight lifted, which is 65 pounds. X represents the 10-pound plates. And then Y is the 5-pound plates. So 10X and 5Y is going to have to equal 65. So let's rewrite it the right way. 10X plus 5Y equals 65. Cool? Last one, your class is hosting a pancake breakfast to raise money for your spring fling dance for the pancake breakfast, adults and children. You got X, you got Y. X is the number of adults. Y is the number of chillin'. And then total money raised is going to be 8X plus 4Y. So 300, 8X plus 4Y. And I'd like to rewrite that as 8X plus 4Y equals 300. Okay? So hopefully this is making sense. It's just two variables. You rewrite them as AX plus BY equals C. The two items have a value attached to them. Those are the coefficients, and that equals the total amount. Okay? So I'm going to pass out your assignment, and you're going to work on that today. You do have time tomorrow as well, and I'll give you your updated grade in case you need to work on missing work or corrections. Here we go.